Good evening and a happy Wednesday to you. First, I'd like to apologize for yesterday. We did not have a show. We had a rerun. Again, a technical hitch, but that show will play tomorrow, so we're good. Thank you so much for joining us on This Is the Day. My name is Medrin Yambura. We are live on Family TV, also live on Family Radio. Hi, radio people. We started at 4 p.m. And Wednesday is a good day for all of us because you like Wednesday because we talk about relationships. So I teased it on radio and talked about it being a Mantalk session. The last time I had one of those, somebody told me, why didn't you bring a woman? Faith Seji is here today, so you have a woman's perspective, and a friend to the family, Pastor Hannington Wadley. I'm laughing because I know how funny he is. Karibu sana, Pastor.
Thank you very much.
Ume relax?
Yeah.
Una stress?
I'm calm.
So today we are talking about men post-breakup. Yes. And we talked about this and you said, I really want to understand men from today's show.
Yes.
Faith, that makes the two of us. So I have a question, Pastor Wadley. Yeah. There's a quote that says, women break up harder, men break up longer. Do you agree?
To some extent, because it depends with the relationship, the way it was set up, when it began, how long it has been, and what made the two get into that relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, a relationship that you have just gotten in abruptly, you had not really taken your roots deep. You live as though you were not there.
Okay. Yeah. Pastor, what relationship is that?
You know, there are some people. You know, there are some people when they are relating, one party is really in it.
Okay.
The other party is not in it. So the party that was not really in it, when it breaks up, it just walks off as though it was not in anything in the beginning. Yeah. And mostly men are like that. You know, men, when women come into a relationship, mostly if you see a lady has accepted to get into a relationship, she has some seriousness, but not like men. Men may just be hunting for another catch.
Okay.
After that, they run off again. So, some men, that's why you find when they break up, it is very easy for them even to move on after 1 week, 2 days. They are moving on because it's like nothing happened. Because they were not really neat. But women, they had so much.
Yes.
Because they had given in their heart, their mind, their emotions, and everything was in that relationship.
Okay.
Now, when it breaks up, for example, abruptly, it hurts them so much because they had invested a lot than men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Faith, I shared with you earlier a personal story.
Yes.
And you are laughing at me. It's not funny. Me, I was blocked.
I know.
And I found out they were married later. But have you been through this where you don't understand what's going through a man's mind after a breakup?
Yes, but to some extent, I'd love to agree with Pastor here and say that, as you've said, once a woman undergoes like that, what have you called it?
The breakup?
The breakup. What happens is, he said we've invested our emotions, our bodies, our souls, our minds, like we've gone in with our everything. It will take us quite some time, first of all, to get over it.
Okay.
But to get over, once we are over it, we are over it. But for the men, Pastor?
Men are always on and off.
Okay.
I tend to disagree a bit because if the relationship that guy had invested as well, because let's say, for example, you've looked at a scenario whereby the man was not fully invested in this, but let's look at a scenario whereby he was invested in this relationship. As you've said, men are hunters.
Yeah.
Now, if they are hunters and you lose your spoil, how will you feel?
I actually feel for them it takes longer.
It takes
because
longer.
when they go in, it's so
if they've
intense.
given themselves, they are all in that relationship and it doesn't work. They'd want to know, first of all, their ego has been bruised because he's wondering, where did I go wrong? Why have I lost this one?
Okay.
What didn't I do right? Or what did I do wrong? You see, so it takes them a longer time to like forget about it. First of all, they'll start looking at the downfalls. What did I do or what didn't I do? Secondly, it might turn against the lady because now it will look like the lady was a failure. Something just to justify that they did not fail in that area.
Okay.
Because they're still a hunter.
Yes, they're still hunters.
They're still hunters. So they're like, no, I've not lost in bad faith.
Yes.
That girl was not for me. And in the real sense, maybe he was dropped because of some reasons. Maybe his personality, he's not a person who cares for a lady. Like you said, the words can move ladies.
It's how you make her feel.
So for a man,
Yeah.
I agree with you. It takes a longer time for them to undergo that process and actually close the chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Faith, when
Yes.
we go through a breakup, you start going through every phone call and thinking, where did I go wrong? Every
Yes.
text, every post on Facebook, by the way, we check.
I know.
Everything, because you want to see, Kwani, who commented on this that they took
Yes.
them away from me? Do you think men go through that before he says a yes or no?
They
you think- Yeah?
They do. I have a story, not mine personally, because I
For a
interact.
friend?
Yes, following for a friend. You know that phrase, eh?
Yeah.
But this one is friends, and not even one, whereby after a breakup, the man will even stalk you on WhatsApp. You know those WhatsApp status you put, eh?
Yes.
You'll see the first person who has checked, it's this person. And you're like, hey, kumbe, you're still checking up on how someone is doing.
Yes.
They do. So they should not pretend like once that chapter is closed, that is it. They want to see, has she moved on? Who is the other person who is taking my space? You know,
Yeah.
so it's not like they don't check, they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pastor Wali, why keep tabs and it's over?
I think it is not always over until it is over.
You see?
That's
You
right.
see? You see?
My producers are laughing, guys.
You know, as we
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
men are hunters. And always they would like to keep their shoulders up.
Okay.
Yeah, that I'm the lion of the jungle.
Yes.
So if he had gotten hold of this lady and she was his, my friend, he won't let it go that easy. That's why this guy will be checking around to know
Yeah.
who has become the lion of the jungle.
Okay.
Instead
My
of,
jungle.
Yeah. Instead of myself. That's why he will be checking up just to know.
Yeah.
But if he hears that after you were dumped, you're just there hanging there, then it gives him some peace of mind.
To know that.
Okay.
Yeah, even if he's moving on, he will feel good.
Okay.
Sometimes he might have moved on, but he just wants to learn to know. Because he wants to know that where I hit, no other person can hit more than I did. Yeah, that's how men are, just to keep their ego.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why the way you were saying that they after a breakup, they take too long.
Yes.
It's just because they are trying to wonder why. You know, when you are a superpower, then you go to battle and you fail. My friend, it's not easy.
Hi,
You
England. Sorry. Too soon. Yes.
You come back to check up to know then what went wrong. What
Okay.
did we do wrong? What happened? For example, in football, there are some teams that are so powerful, they are known worldwide, that whenever they are in the field,
Yes.
no other team will take the day. Now, if they go and they lose it, it is not easy.
Okay.
They have to go back to the drawing board and do a lot of mathematics.
Okay.
What went wrong? That's what men go to do. Because they do not want also to venture into another hunting and come up with the same results.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, it's too logical for you guys, right? It's like they have a chess thing and a ruler
it's a
to make
board,
sure. Yeah, it's a board. But Pastor Wali, when we break up, let me tell you what girls do. We go cut our hair, or we get a new wig, we get new shoes. I'll call Faith, we go for brunch. I will cuss at you, I will talk about you, I will say how I didn't even like your shoes, by the way. And once I'm done, I am done. And Faith will hook me up with her cousin or her brother.
In fact, I'll tell you, that man was not even good enough for you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I knew, girl, I
that
knew.
thing will not work. It's good he even went away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how we move on. How do men move on?
No, that man would have been good for you, but the problem might be his personality.
Okay.
You know, phlegmatics, they do not know how to face problems. They shy away.
Okay.
They do not face issues face on. So, you know, for example, you ladies, the way you're saying, you just go to the salon.
Please
you
note
do
you're
this and that.
outnumbered, Percy. Be very careful. You're outnumbered. Go ahead. 2 against 1.
But we men, you see, we were in a certain serious business
Okay.
here, and we wanted to make a name, to leave a mark.
Yes.
Now that has not happened.
Yes.
You see, it is so hard. We cannot just go to a kinyozi
Yes.
and you make your hair and then from there you're done. No, you have to work very hard because you need to go for another hunting next week.
Yeah.
And you must
Wait,
make sure this one. You must make sure this one.
Like he's on a conquest, you know.
And you know also, I've been trying to study what happens in the scenario of relationships.
Okay.
Many ladies, you may find they have one lover, even when they are dating.
Yes.
You may find most
We
of
are
them,
focused
not all of them,
Yes.
not all of them,
Yes.
not all of them, but most of them.
Okay.
You will find when they get somebody and they find this guy is serious, somehow focused, they just get committed to him.
Okay.
But most of the guys, they are the opposite. You will find he's chasing this girl, chasing another one on the other side. So it's like he's playing some cards. That's why when they break up today, tomorrow, he's on a date.
Now, can I add
What does
something?
that mean for us, Faith?
No,
Yes.
Let me add something, and Pastor, I'd want you to clarify this. There's a common notion that when a man is dating, he already knows if she'll be the wife or not.
Sure.
Is that true?
Sure.
Yeah. So you'll find that is where you'll get this scenario whereby he'll have like 3, 4, 5.
Sure.
You see? And he's actually put them on a pedestal. Like, he already knows this one has the qualities.
Yeah.
Then, sadly, for us women, there are those who are categorized as trophy women.
They look good on the arm.
Thank you. Now you're getting it. Like when I'm
Nakupata.
going out to a function, I need this one.
Yeah.
The photos will come out well. She'll give me another picture, like people will see I have the right cheek. But at the end of it all, you get blocked.
And ghosted.
I'm telling you, because he knows
this
one is the one I'll marry.
Okay.
There are qualities he's seen in a particular girl that he feels like this one he's ready to settle down with. But these other ones are for functions, meetings. Maybe in his circle he has a brain maniac.
Okay.
The one who is on top of her game with current affairs, the one who talks about politics. So when he goes to his friends, in his circle of friends who are, intellects, he'll be like, at least this is my girlfriend.
Yeah, when it comes to men dealing with relationships, generally now, we are just talking generally.
Yes.
Not really those who are born again, those who are not born. Generally. Men, you will find even married men, they tell young ladies, I have my wife. But this young lady, he's getting into a relationship for this young lady to just be somebody who is keeping him up. But she must know he has a wife and children.
This beautiful lady has been a wife for what? 10 years. Are you looking at how beautiful she is?
I see.
And she's a smart cookie.
You see,
I don't understand.
beauty never ends until the world is over.
Hey,
Limited for that. That is the truth of the matter. That is the truth of the matter. I've been asking very many men, and they will tell you the truth is, when a guy is a young person and is looking for a lady who can make his wife, it is already a very difficult task.
Okay.
But after he gets one and brings in the house, all the beautiful ladies now come out from nowhere. Ask any man.
Temptation.
Yes, ask any man. He will tell you that is the truth.
Okay.
Yeah, all the beautiful ladies now come from nowhere and they are just around him. I was wondering now, where was I looking at when I was looking for my life partner? Where have they come from? That is the problem men have. And they have to overcome it.
It's a test that they can't undertake again.
So sometimes they do not know what's happening. They are just wondering what's happening. But they are seeing it all around. And if they are not really self-disciplined, that is how they get into mpango akando and begin playing games with girls around. And yet they are married.
Hey, let me tell you, you're just getting started, and I promise.
And then you should know this.
Yes.
Let me say one point.
Go ahead.
You know, when a lady gets married,
immediately
she begins to give birth to children. She gets something to keep her busy. You see, but the man, what keeps him busy?
The woman.
Let me tell you.
We have to think about that. And let me tell you, Wednesday is also one of my favorite days because you people are hilarious. We're talking about men post-breakup, but I have a lady and a gentleman so that we get both perspectives. And there's somebody, Ed, you're saying the reason we men look at the status, the WhatsApp status, is not to see who has replaced us, it's to see who is surviving. Nice one. But many men will ask, why do women want closure? Please explain why we do.
We want closure so that we don't take that baggage into the next relationship. You see, like, I want to be totally done with you.
Okay.
And I'd need to know, like, for example, if it's my case, let me talk of myself. if it happens that I break up with someone, I'd want to know why.
Okay.
You know, I can't just move on without knowing what happened. And that is why you'll find most ladies pester the men.
After the breakup.
After the breakup, like, why did you do this to me? What didn't I do? Why did you break up with me? Which area did I fail?
Yes.
So once you tell me that, I'll be like, okay, cool. The next person that comes along, I'll make sure that I've worked on these and these and these and these and these.
Okay.
And I close your chapter and I'm done. On the other hand, I'll still come and tell you, by the way, this thing didn't work because of you did this and this and this.
Okay.
And for that, I feel like we're not a perfect match. So that's closure again for me. I'll be like, yeah, I've done it. At least he knows.
Yeah,
You know, I
what
just
he
didn't
did.
walk out on him.
Okay.
He knows why I walked out. Because most of the times, the breakups don't only happen because of the man. Ladies
That's very
also
true.
call the shots.
Yeah.
Like if I feel it's not working for me, we are not compatible. I mean, you're not that kind of man who is let's not look at the materialistic things.
Yes.
Or the physical aspects. Some might want men who are tall, dark, and handsome. Fine, that is a quality. But if you go down to the root of it all, why are you with this man? So if I look at my own purpose and I look at yours and they're not matching, then there's no need of us being together.
I agree.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Pasi. Y'all don't give us closure. We look for you to mtupatie closure mnakata. Why?
It also depends. You know, men, when they break up, even if you check in the Bible, there is this man by the name, there are two people in the Bible who are heading to a breakup.
Yeah.
One is Joseph. When he learned that the lady he was betrothed to was pregnant, he took another very funny way because he just went silent and he said, I'll just go silent. I think it was a melancholy. I'll just go silent.
Good to know ghosting is in the
I
Bible.
know.
Yes, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'll just go silent and she will just come to learn later. I'm not in the game. You see?
Okay.
But look at somebody like Amnon. Amnon loved his sister. But when he learned that the relationship cannot work,
Yes.
he went head on, fighting, using even his friends to make sure that they corner that lady
Yes.
into that relationship. So there are some men who will fight and make sure. That's why some men do not call for a closure, because they are leaving a window,
Open door, like you can still come back.
because they can still fight back.
Okay.
Yeah, because a guy cannot just follow a lady unless he has spotted some calibers or characteristics that
characters,
he likes.
Yeah.
So he may leave a window, because where he's going also he doesn't know whether he will hunt and bring down something. That's why he says, let me just leave this one pending. I run around. If I come empty-handed,
No, let me ask you.
Yeah.
Is that why you keep on checking and stalking people on Facebook
That's
and
what I'm thinking.
WhatsApp?
Is
Like,
that
sometimes that is the reason. Sometimes that is the reason, because you know, also men have this the ego issue.
Yes.
And they may be trying to act like they don't want that relationship, but down in the heart, they are
why
saying,
become
my
so proud when you still know you want that?
Yeah.
That's
like-
how they are made up.
Okay.
That's how men are made up. They are not easily broken.
Yeah.
But
So,
inside they are.
They are inside, they are feeling it, but they are saying, I will wait until Nyambura herself comes to bow down
Oh
and
my.
say, please.
Pasi, let me follow up with this. How do you feel? And there's a gentleman who did a whole thread on Twitter, and he talked about how he had gone into this beautiful relationship after breaking up with a lady, and his ex started saying, "Hey, I've missed you." It was during the floods,
Oh my.
and started asking, "Are you okay?" After the flood, the guy's like, "I'm fine. I am fine. I am dry. I am good. Leave me alone." So, how do you feel when an ex reaches out to you? Of course, they want you back, but they're saying, "Hey, I miss you."
The men now,
Yes.
the ladies reaching out onto you.
Yes.
Yeah, because most men leave an open window. Some of them, they feel, okay, so she's coming back.
What if you've already moved on to
she
another
has
one?
hit.
Like,
I told you in the first place, it depends. If these men, we have men who are born again,
Yes.
who are serious with their salvation,
Yes.
they are focused in their lives.
Yeah.
If he tells you, I'm moving on, he has moved on.
Yeah.
But there are some jokers. They know how to joke around. Those ones, they will not close every window. And when they will learn that you are peeping back,
they open it wide open.
they open the window. Even if they have moved on, they will open the window.
Okay.
Because when you are chasing animals in the forest, you do not know which one the arrow will capture.
Yes.
So you must continue chasing until you know this one has fallen down.
Okay.
And you'll still chase again.
Yeah.
Faith, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Why should women reach out?
I think for me, let's look at it from the liberal perspective.
Yes.
Sometimes relationships don't work because of one thing or the other. But given a chance and you feel like this can work, why not?
Okay.
Because as he says, men have egos. He's just waiting for you to come back. Both parties need to swallow their pride.
But let me say something.
Yes, Pastor.
A real man,
Yes.
a real man now. We were talking about general men.
Yes.
But
A real
man,
godly man who was courting you.
yes, a real man will not just be playing games around.
Yes.
If he was in a serious relationship and this is something that is not really going down well,
Yes.
he will approach the lady, sit her down, tell her the truth.
Okay.
If they can no longer move on, he will break that relationship
They call it
openly
quits, yeah.
in a very diplomatic way.
Okay.
And when he has turned back, is moving on, they're always very serious.
They're never looking
They're
back.
real men.
They never look
They're
back.
real men. And if you come back, they don't know what you're coming for because they moved on.
Okay.
Because if they have somebody, they want to be honest with that person.
Okay.
Those are real men. Yeah.
But let me just add this in retrospect. You know, if a lady comes back, she knows you haven't moved on.
No, some
To
come-
some extent.
some
To
come-
some extent. Because, you know, they stalk you, eh?
Okay.
They'll know, okay, this one didn't work out, but I can see.
Stop telling our secrets, Faith. Go ahead.
So they also stalk, eh?
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I see, all right. And they even ask their friends, by the way, how is so and so
we are
doing?
petty.
We are really petty. How is so and so doing?
Yeah.
Is he still working at such and such a place? Oh, did that event that happens at their place like once a year happen? Was he there? Was he with someone?
How was
So
he?
we are gathering information.
Yeah.
So once we gather the information, I feel like I still want this guy. I'll go, just you swallow your humble pie, as sweet as it is or bitter as it is.
Yeah.
And you just say hi. If he responds with the hi, you're like, okay, I'm getting somewhere.
Okay.
Strategy number 2
if
comes
it's blue
in.
ticks.
Blue ticks and gray areas, you just linger that story. You know?
Move on. Pastor, let me ask, do breakups change your character? Because for women, and I think maybe Faith, you can give a comment on this as well. We get very self-aware after a breakup. The minute you tell me I left you because of this and this and this, Yani, I will go all harm. I'll take a course. I will go, Yani,
Exactly.
I will become Miss Independent.
You sharpen those corners.
I will sharpen those corners. So for men, does your character change after a breakup?
To some extent. To some extent. But, most men, they do not, very many men, a good number of men. There are those, for example, I say, if somebody was in a very serious relationship, then it breaks and he learns that he messed that relationship.
Yeah.
He may need to go back to himself
Okay.
to try to learn and understand what went wrong. But most men, men have a notion that women are many. You see? And they know if I didn't make it on that one, I will still make it elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like they have options, eh?
Yeah. So they have no problem mostly. They do not also, and because of the ego issue, most of them do not really go back to square where they think they went wrong. But real men,
Again,
Real
real
men.
men.
Real men.
Yes.
real
The
men will go back
catchphrase
to
here
the
is-
drawing board
Yes.
to try to check what did I do wrong.
Okay.
Because they want, real men are serious in life. If he's looking for a wife material, he's looking for a wife.
Okay.
So he will go back to the drawing board to know that if I get into another relationship, I don't want to repeat the mistake I made in the first one. Because he's very serious, he wants a wife.
Yeah.
Real men, they will go back to the drawing board.
Not jokers. Faith, maybe you can talk about how we women literally we go on a mission possible to change ourselves. Yeah, and how our character changes.
It's true. To some extent, if it doesn't work, as I said, you'd want to know why. After you've known why, you'll go out to make yourself, revamp yourself. Let's call it revamping. Like, if you need to go to school, Some will go to school, as you said. You enroll yourself to upgrade your intellect. And then some will even go and enroll to the gym. They'll go to the gym and enroll because they think, like, if I lose some weight, I'll get a better man.
Yeah.
You know? So for ladies, it's more personalized. Like, I need to know my failures and my weaknesses.
Okay.
So that for the next person, let me be that better person for the next one who comes on board.
Okay.
Yeah? But a lady who knows herself, let me also tell the ladies.
Tafadhali.
A lady who knows herself cannot look at the physical attributes first to try and transform herself to fit into someone else's shoes. Because you're looking at yourself from a lens of someone else's view. Look at yourself with your own view first. What is your lens telling you about yourself? And that is why I normally tell people, do a personal assessment.
Yes.
In that relationship, where are you? How beneficial was it to you? Because as it is, you've invested your emotions, you've invested your sometimes financial
your
aspect,
time.
There's a lot of investment you've done. So if it doesn't work, don't look at the physical aspects first.
Okay.
Do an internal audit of yourself. Who am I as a person? Was my personality correct for this person? Was I the one on the wrong, or was he? Because sometimes we blame ourselves for other people's mistakes.
And women do that a lot.
A lot. You actually put yourself down, you start cursing yourself, you start undermining yourself at the expense of someone else's happiness.
Okay.
I mean, this other person, his life is going on.
As Pastor Wali said,
Yes,
they moved on.
They moved on. It's like you're the one who is moping there, like, throwing a pity party for yourself.
Yes.
Girlfriend, you'll miss the bus. When the next one comes, you'll miss the bus.
And another point,
Yes.
Ladies, when they are relating with men, they always try to work very hard to be the right person that guy is looking for. But with men,
Yes.
men are very funny.
Why?
Men are very funny.
Yes.
And I've been talking to young men, even mostly young men, because they are not yet married.
Yeah.
Always talk to them and tell them, when you meet a girl, you have a vision 2030 with that lady. Please be honest.
Yeah.
Be realistic.
I think honesty is easier.
Because
It
men,
is.
Yeah.
because most men are not really honest when it comes to relationships.
Okay.
They can play cards, play games around, so long as they get the lady in the box.
Bus.
That's all.
Faith, what I'm thinking, I can't promise to always have my eyebrows, okay? You know what I
Thank you,
mean? I
yes.
can't promise that. But there's someone who's sending feedback saying a man always appreciates something in a lady. This is why it's hard to move on unless the lady lies about what a man liked from her. And somebody else has asked a question. I will sample that when we come back. That's Victor from Mount Elgon. Thank you so much, Victor. You're a loyal one. TV talking about relationships and the breakup. And somebody has asked me a question. What is the best way for men to recover from a breakup? But before that, let's answer this question. How do men break up without ghosting the women? First of all, tell them how it hurts us when they ghost us, Faith.
It does hurt us. Because
Yeah.
you'll feel like, you mean now I'm non-existent. Here you are telling me I'm I'm your what? The apple of your eye. All these nice things. Now
Yeah.
Pastor is laughing.
Acha,
Because
acha,
those are the
ketu.
things we are told. And for ladies, majority of the ladies, 80%, you're moved by words. Our love language is words of affirmation. So if you tell me those nice things and it gets into my head and into my heart, then you ghost me, I'll be like, so, okay, if I'm not the apple of his eye, can I be an apple of an eye to someone else?
Oh, yeah.
Like, was it a fallacy? Was it a lie?
Yeah.
It leaves you in a place whereby you start, the self-doubt comes in. Because you start checking and reevaluating yourself, you're wondering, all these things he used to tell me, am I really these things?
Because of those messages, yani.
Thank you.
Eh?
Some messages, it can be a simple hi, but
Yeah.
since it's coming from this guy, you
Yeah.
get so excited and you're wondering, wow, he said good day. So
You
you just
will
tell your
have a
friends,
good
you
day.
have a wonderful day. Then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, you can't even see a pic of the guy.
I hear you.
It really feels bad.
Pasi, what's the best way to go around breakups? And for this one, I'll also tell the boy child kidogo, because even we women ghost people. So how is it that you just separate vizuri? I'm sure you'll hurt for a while, but you're able to move on.
I think for men, if there is a breakup, make sure you make it official, diplomatic, and approach it in a good way. Because you are in love. Don't transit from love into hatred. Because in life you will need each other. Even if not in marriage, you'll need each other. So it is good. I always advise young men, if you've seen that this relationship doesn't work, call the lady, make a date the way you've been doing. Let her eat something, you rejoice. After that,
set the base.
Yeah, after that.
They say there's no permanent enemy in this world.
Yeah.
There's no permanent enemy. Yeah.
After that, then pass the message. Lay a very good rapport, and then pass the message in a very good, humble way. Even when the lady leaves, she knows you are still friends. In fact, you must affirm that. That yes, our serious relationship that was heading into marriage has not worked. But let us remain good friends.
Good friends.
Now,
Okay.
I have a
Yes.
question. Let me just ask
Yes,
you a
please
question.
ask. Go ahead, Faith.
Now, in that scenario where you're saying it's all diplomatic and
Yeah.
what happens, or how would you handle a lady who starts breaking down there and then?
Because I wanted to tell you, you better have a napkin,
Thank
you better have a
you.
car or a
Like,
Uber
how
on
do you
standby,
handle
'cause
that?
she will go ham.
Yes. She starts
Ameanza
crying
kulia, what
and
do
being
you
hysterical,
you see, as a man, you need to read the environment. If you prepare that date and you learn that it will not end up well,
She'll be hostile.
yeah, and then just let it end up like that. You've talked, you've shared a little bit, let her go. Prepare
Will
fresh.
she leave?
Huh?
Will she leave without answers?
No, leave it before you let it be known that you are coming to break up. Yeah, so she goes home knowing we are still moving on. Then look for a way.
Aye.
In fact, it is good to, listen, it's good to, you can begin working on it through some text messages to let her know that you are slowing down to a certain juncture. Because, you slow down. You know, even if you want to stop a car and you are at a very high speed, you don't just step on the emergency. You have to slow down slowly by slowly until you stop it. That's what you need to do in a relationship. Drive that lady little by little until she comes to a reason. And there are some things you may begin to slow down on. If you are making 10 calls in a day, reduce them.
To how many?
Little by little. Yeah, little by little. You know, with the time you'll have begun to prepare psychologically to know there is something going on. If you are texting every day, 5 texts, reduce to 2. 3, 2, 1,
0.
And then don't just reduce 1 to 0. Let it remain at a level of 2, then 1, then 1, 1, 1, 1 for some time until she knows. Actually, there is something. You know, even she may reach a point and say, I'm tired of this relationship.
So, Percy, you're telling men
to
to wait to be dumped by women?
No. That's not what I'm saying. You know, women are more emotional than men.
Yes.
Yeah.
If a lady tells a man that this thing is over, it's different. No guy will cry.
No, they will cry inside. They're like, hey, why?
Those are not real men.
No, like
But
a man
let me tell you the truth. Real men will not cry.
inside their heart.
Yeah, it is good to cry inside, but you know the lady.
Inside.
Yes.
But the lady will break. You can break even when you are seated in a Java somewhere. She breaks up on you. So it is good to know how you will handle that situation in a very amicable way.
Okay.
Slowly by slowly, until she knows where we were going. The journey has been terminated. There are signs
Of what he said first.
in the air.
Where we were headed and we didn't get there. Faith, allow me to ask this question on behalf of this person. They're saying there's a phrase that people say whenever you get into a relationship. So you're the person getting into the relationship and they say, quote unquote, wataachana tu. How do you deal with that? So that's a lot of negativity. How do you deal with that?
Or like the public perception of what achana to.
Yes.
Sometimes I normally say, prove people wrong. Because if you go in with that perception, it will actually, words have power.
That's true.
So whatever you think becomes. So if you're going into that relationship with the perception of tutaachana tu, then wait for the kuachana, because you're not there to make it work. You're there to wait and see whether it will work.
So you already have it in your mind.
So you have it in your mind, you're like, anyway, tuliambiwa tutaachana, so nataka kuona tutachana aje, you know.
Don't go Pastor Wali. You might get water splashed in your face. Percy, allow me to ask this question to you as well. Someone is saying, I like the talk kindly. I'm in a relationship. The lady says she's caring and loving. I'm okay. But when you correct her, she never admits her mistake. Kindly advise.
Okay. First of all, before I talk on that, I want to add something on what I said. When you are heading into a breakup, it's good. You know, it doesn't just happen abruptly or suddenly.
Yeah.
You might have seen some mistakes somewhere.
Yeah.
You might have begun to correct.
Yes.
And they are incorrectible. You see?
They're not learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So perhaps you are trying to repair, but this person is irreparable. You see? Now, before it comes to a point where you want to break up, that person will know I've been warned like more than 3 times.
Okay.
I've received more than 3 warning letters. I've not changed.
Yes.
So in case I be called, even when she comes for another date, she wonders, is it a date or a breakup?
Yeah.
Now she's prepared somehow.
Okay.
Now, let me come to this question.
Yes.
Where the guy is saying the lady is not ready to admit.
The mistakes that they're making.
That's a signal. That's a signal. And he needs to concentrate there and know where the problem is. Because if he does assume that, it will become now more magnified in the marriage.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
Yeah. So it's good to know, why is she not admitting the mistakes? Perhaps there is a herself that is hidden, which she will reveal
The
later.
real self.
After the ring has
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
So she's pretending, she's good, she's loving, she's caring, but perhaps she's just playing games until she's in.
She doesn't love correction.
Yeah.
You know,
After she's married,
yeah.
she knows what will he do.
I'm already
I'm
here.
the wife.
Yes.
I'm
But-
pregnant for him.
Percy, Faith,
Yes.
you are married.
Yes, I
I
am.
feel if you don't go into it with a gentle spirit.
You're creating World War II.
Okay.
If you don't go in with a gentle spirit.
Yeah.
Because men are funny creatures. Let me say that.
Pastor Wali, shots fired. Yes.
Because there's a way a man thinks and there's a way a woman thinks. And you'll find out if you go into that marriage without that calmness. Because at the end of it all, women are so wise, eh? That's what you guys don't realize.
No, I know.
You know,
I know.
women are so wise. If treated well and given the right atmosphere to thrive,
Yes.
then that marriage will thrive. If not, then the calmness goes away and this hot-tempered woman comes in. So it's, for me, marriage, for the years I've been in marriage, it's been work in progress. It's still work in progress. I'm not there yet. But now people need to understand, like Pastor has said, there's a red flag there. If this lady is not accepting to be corrected,
Yeah.
what happens when you have a disagreement in the house? So if this continues for a very long time, a rift starts being created. The gap keeps growing each and every day.
Okay.
And you'll find that they'll never agree on anything. So what is the projection of that family in 5 years down the line? Look at the plans they'll have for the future. They will never agree on anything. Then you'll
yeah.
realize there are 2 people in that marriage with 2 objectives, not one.
Yeah.
Moving the marriage ahead. So it's 2 people, 2 objectives, 2 lives. There's nothing like one. To become one is just a church ceremony. Yeah?
Okay.
But physically and emotionally, when you go into marriage, these
Yeah.
are 2 different people, everyone living their own life, and World War III is in that house.
I'm remembering the hyena that you were taught about in primary
Yes.
school. You know, when you go in 2 directions,
Yeah.
eventually. Patty, how do men recover from a breakup without falling apart? Because you've said it hurts from the inside. How do you make sure, you know, like jokes aside, how do you make sure men actually recover?
How to recover? It's good to confine in your friends, real friends, where you can have a talk. Because if you do not do that, the heart may cause you to use. You have seen some men committing suicide
Yeah.
because a lady walked away on him. And to avoid that, immediately look for friends
Okay.
who are true friends. Share with them your heart, even those who knew that you were in a relationship. Now, you see, for a time when you begin hanging around, talking, sharing, even some of them will tell you, forget about that. And within a very short time, you'll find you have shaken off the whatever.
The
that you
relationship,
had,
yeah.
And because also it depends on how deep you had gone into that relationship. So that's why you need people around you. Then you need also to work very hard to make sure that you are putting off the thoughts about the whatever you had invested in that relationship.
Okay.
It's more of closure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You close it down and you do not really think about it so much, magnifying it. Then do not rush into another relationship.
Yeah.
Preach.
Thank you.
Because that will help you to heal. Because if you rush into another relationship, or for example, when you want to share that problem that you're going through, you make a mistake of sharing with a woman or a lady, you are creating a more bigger problem.
Yes.
Because this lady will become your Panadol. And
For your headache.
And after a short time, you will just find yourself in a bigger trouble.
Okay.
So it is good, look for friends, hang around them, and shake off for some time at least, think like, let me be alone.
Okay, take some time for self.
Yeah.
We have about 1.5 minutes, so I'll ask you just talking about carrying the baggage into the next relationship. Applies for men and women. What are we telling them?
What I'd love to say, there's a metaphor I love using. If you carry a baggage into another relationship, you're bringing trouble into that relationship because, one, there are tags or there are names that you've already branded yourself. Baggage can be hurt, baggage can be failure. So you're calling yourself basically a failure. And this other person you're getting into that relationship with will have to pay the sins of the previous one because of the baggage.
Yes.
So before you get into another relationship, make sure that you shake off the baggage. It even makes you lighter. Take a scenario whereby a woman is carrying a load of potatoes and charcoal and firewood from one home to the other.
Yeah.
By the time they reach to that home, one thing, they're tired, they're exhausted, they have dust all over, they have sweated, they're hungry. Will you be pleasant to that home?
No.
So you need to first of all deal with your issues, deal with the baggage. Because at the end of it all, the other person already moved on. You're carrying their baggage. Let me say, as Pastor has said, you're chewing Panadol for someone else's headache.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
So, wachana na baggage, leave it alone. Deal with yourself. And that is why, as Pastor was saying, you should not go into another relationship immediately. Because this other person should not pay for those sins seriously.
Okay.
You know? So go in as a fresh person who has learned a lesson, because for everything that happens in life has a lesson to it.
Take the lesson. Guys, they're literally out of time. Thank you so much for coming. Totally appreciate it. You're such good guests. And somebody's saying, my friends, it's not easy for men to break up. And like ladies, it's not easy for men to open up. My brother, we need to open up because we need you brothers to stick around. And I'd like to give a shout out to somebody who was listening in for all the way from Naivasha. Thank you so much for your comment. Your name is Nicholas Olo. Priska Rocco, you're listening to this, the producer of this show. We have Caleb, Jeff, George Oraro, you're all listening, a part of the family. Asanteni. But kuna mtu hapa niko na kesi na yeye. Must dating lead to marriage? That's another show. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.